Welcome to Phoenix Comicon. My name is Sam Roberts, and I have the great pleasure to be here with Wil Wheaton of Star Trek fame.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm having a great con.
Well, I'm actually going to be honest. We're at that point in the day where I only have access to about 18% of my brain
Yes.
and about 50% of my voice.
Okay.
So I'm just setting expectations really low.
Is that the really interesting portion of your brain you still have access to? Perhaps the crazy, out of control Will portion of your brain?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of moving around a lot.
Yeah. Is that what conventions do to you?
Yeah, toward the end of a day where there's a lot of people, and the thing is, like, somebody gets excited about, Star Wars or Justice League or Batman or something, I get just as excited right back, and by the end of the day, I've probably burned 7,000 calories just from jumping up and screaming about things, and I haven't even taken 50 steps.
It's good for you though, keeps you svelte.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you do a lot of these conventions, right?
I do maybe, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 80 a year, something like that.
I'm guessing you get a lot of fan stories about how what you've done has affected their lives, especially with such an iconic thing that you've done.
Recently, this new phenomenon is happening. I'm 36, and I'm starting to meet people in the last year and a half, who are about the same age as me, plus or minus a year, and they are telling me that they grew up watching Next Generation. They grew up feeling a real kinship and a real connection to Wesley Crusher, and were inspired by Wesley Crusher to pursue careers in science and engineering and medicine. I'm meeting a lot of people who are around my age who have children. They're introducing their kids to science fiction via Next Generation. And one of my favorites these days is meeting people who are around my age who tell me that Star Trek was a really meaningful moment with their parents. That this was something like they did with their mom and dad, or with a relative who they really cared about. And after being part of Star Trek for so long, it's easy to lose perspective on what it actually means to people. Getting to meet people now who have a similar sort of set of world experiences that I have really puts the whole thing into perspective. And while I've always felt like I was part of something that was really big, I never fully appreciated until recently that I was part of something that was really important to a lot of different people.
Really impactful to their lives.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. And it's really fun to come to conventions because we're in this environment where, it's okay that we're nerds. It's okay that we're geeks. It's awesome that we're dressing up in silly costumes, and we're in a place where we can let our geek flag really fly, and we don't have to worry about the cool kids making fun of us.
Right. So, since you're a fellow geek, what are you really looking forward to at the con? Anything in particular?
There's a lot of artists, a lot of comic book writers at this particular con that I'm really excited to see, and I just think it's really cool that I get to sit next to Aaron Douglas and hear people geek out at him about Battlestar Galactica. And this is the first time I've seen Brent Spiner and Marina Sirtis in a really long time, so it's really wonderful to sit and visit with them and catch up, and just sort of talk about what's been going on since the last time we saw each other, which was, I don't know, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I talked to her a few minutes ago. She said it's like a mini family reunion.
It is, yeah.
That's nice. So what are you working on? Anything cool coming up for you project-wise?
I've been doing a whole bunch of voice work recently, and I've got episodes of Ben 10 coming up, and an episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold that's actually airing tonight, which will mean nothing to you watching this at some point in the mysterious future. But if you did see it, then you can look back and you can think, I remember that, it was awesome. I'm writing a whole bunch. I've got a bunch of books that are out right now, and I'm in the midst of putting the final touches on the next 2 that are going to be released simultaneously, so I'm very excited.
Can you give us some titles? Any little preview? Anything?
Not really.
No? Not allowed?
No. I stick to the rule that the NetHack development team uses. I don't talk about release dates, and I don't talk about details for upcoming releases, because that doesn't let unrealistic expectations be created, and it lets me miss deadlines.
That's awesome. All right, that's it for me. Thank you very much.
All right, nice to talk to you.